we're just going to go through some points that we wanted you to take away from this week. On the preparation and the awareness you've gained. So what do we mean by prepared? So I put that as mentally prepared. So for what follows this week, I'd ask questions like, are you confident? Do you feel secure? Again, we've heard from a few people how important the mentality you take to your studies is. And again, if you are having any issues or have any questions about that, it's very good to address those immediately with your tutor or with support staff, because that's something you need to address. And also academically, so do you understand expectations on you? Have you used time to learn more? So when you go back and you talk to your tutors, it will be really great for them to see that you have developed your ideas this week. You've been preparing for what comes next. I'm just going to add a point about scores for you here, because this is always difficult on pre-sessional for lots of the students. So most of you are aiming for 60s or 70s. So 60s would be IELTS 6.5, 70s would be IELTS 7. And it's very important to just set your expectations that you're unlikely to get these the first time, so in your formative work. And that's because this assessment is designed so that you can develop your awareness while you're doing it. So if you look at the criteria on this slide, you can see, I hope, that when you look at your work and it says, for example, some understanding of the topic area, or there's some relevant detail and explanation, I hope you've used some time this week to see how you could improve how you show understanding. I hope you've been thinking about how to justify your points, support your points, and how to take a clear position on what you're writing. So looking at that, so the second bullet point here says, look at sub-scores, e.g. content, and not the overall score. So if you need 60 and you get 50, for example, then what you need to do is raise your score by 2 marks in each area. And when you look at it like that, that both gives you a strategy for how to deal with it, but it also gives you a kind of sense that this can be achieved. Okay, so look at it like that, break it down into criteria areas that you can understand and you can ask questions about, and don't look at your score of 50 and think, how do I get it to 60? Because there's no answer to that. The criteria is the answer. The next point is about awareness. So do you know what you are and aren't allowed to do in your work? So there's a very interesting talk I thought about academic integrity, and I think Johanna explained a lot of points about what you should and shouldn't do with your work, and just a kind of warning: if you don't show academic integrity in your writing, it's unlikely you're going to pass the pre-sessional program. So that's something where we want you to engage positively. You know, I don't think we give you many reasons to doubt yourself and to think that you can't achieve the score you need. So just be aware of that, because sometimes people can make mistakes just based on not knowing what they have to do. Also, do you know what support is available to you? Lots of people this week have talked about the difficulties students can have. It's very useful if you're aware of that and can contact them if you need support. And final point is about self-awareness. So do you know what you are good at and should develop? So during this program, we really hope that you are developing a sense that you know about yourself, you know about your abilities, you know about what you're able to do and what you need to work on. And finally, we want you to be proactive. So questions like, do you know what to do next? So when you meet your tutor, what are you showing them? What are you asking them? Again, can you show you've engaged with your work independently? And this is also very good for yourself, because when you go to your studies next year, you will be asked to be proactive. There will be tasks you are given that scare the students who haven't done pre-sessional, or lots of the students who haven't done pre-sessional, but our hope is that you're prepared for that and you will be able to respond effectively. And when somebody says, right, we've given you some independent group work, we've given you some independent reading, and we want you to come back to the seminar and talk about it, yeah, that's an expectation that you have, I hope, and you're beginning to understand how to engage with that. Okay, so that's a very quick summary of what we wanted you to take away. Very much, I'll say, I think I've said it many times, and you probably heard my videos quite a lot, but we do really believe in the pre-sessional program. We've taught a lot of students and also teach them after pre-sessional. So I teach on 2 modules through the year that some pre-sessional students do take. And students report to me the benefits they took from pre-sessional. And yeah, we support you. We really want you to do well. And we want to instill in you a confidence that you really can do well. So good luck in your studies. And I'm going to stop sharing and just check if you have any questions for me. So I will come back to the room. And yeah, please do drop into the chat if you have any questions. I said it would be a short session, just a positive end. So one question, if my conditional offer is 7, I guess that's with 6.5 sub-scores, what scores do I need in the final assessments? So anything requiring a 7, you need to reach 70. You can reach just under, and sometimes you can be rounded up if you've met the criteria to do so. But basically, if you need 7 in IELTS overall, you will need 70 overall. If you need 6.5 in all scores, you need at least 60 in all areas. And I think a lot of people are asking these questions. And people who need 7 are the ones who'll get the biggest shock, I think, because lots of you haven't had long, working on your feedback, redrafting your writing, being told what works and what doesn't work. So your score might seem quite far away from 7, but again, do please engage with that positively and try, looking at the 7 criteria, asking your tutor how you can reach that, because that's the important thing to achieve. And yes, good luck, everyone. I agree with G, yeah, she. And any other questions you have, or do you want to go and either have lunch if you're in the UK or dinner if you're somewhere else, nearly on the other side of the world? Brilliant. Okay, so we'll finish there. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your engagement, and yeah, I wish you the best of luck for what follows. Okay, so take care, everybody, and thank you for participating this week.